that onto Skin Rave. I mean, he really is, you know, I remember a joke tweet going out, like, what people thought No Cries was actually going to be. I mean, Waxy is insanely mechanically gifted and actually does have the competitive experience. So, as far as Mongolian US talents go, it's that guy, Umar up middle, and he is getting wide swung by Laxi. That's what I'm talking about.
Already we've got a lot of contact, but Akimbo, they were disadvantaged for just a moment, but Neo snatches one back. Gonna search for another hit. Will connect. Okay, there's a third on the bomb site though. Neo P250, 2 bullets in the magazine, but he can find as well. And Neo, he's found 3 kills so far, makes it a quad. Lovely from Neo, and Akimbo take the pistol.
It's the bang bang pug style of Obi popping back. I wanted to walk a little bit more on, you know, something you said just a moment ago of the low reps of this Akimbo roster. This is really interesting. This is a, you know, recovery from, honestly, I didn't really know what was going to happen to like Neo and like Obi after Laxi like left the team, and nothing really did. I mean, besides them like briefly, I think trialing for Aether for like 5 seconds. I mean, they rather just ran this pug lineup, and I really mean it like that because word on the street is that they don't practice at all, and that checks out because Mason stepped away from the game because he got like a full-time job. So I know Morrow is playing an ECL Cup 2 or 3 with Club 33 with like Cobra, Secret Agent, and a couple other players. Like, apparently this is a team that just flying by the seat of their pants, Zola.
That's crazy. So they're competing to a pretty decent level without even pracking.
Even with a little bit of org support. Got Akimbo back into things, but this is a pretty crazy round for me just to be yapping over. CJ has picked up that Galil and done some pretty good things. 3 frags, and already Beaky making that contact. Neo is getting the worst of it from that Galil. Might it be the ace from CJ already? Morrow up top. Gotta separate the line. A guy that's had a lot of playtime himself in Mexico and the United States. He's just going to get drilled from Beaky down below. Going to draw this thing up at a 1-1 for FarmVille. I never did play FarmVille, Zola.
Look, back-to-back quad kills. If that's the level, I'm loving it. I'm absolutely loving it. It's exactly what we want to see. It's kind of, you've got that kind of competition already. There's a bit of a, I guess, a bit of a narrative, you know, who's going to continue, CJ, Neo, who's going to be that difference maker, who's going to be that carry. Because I think at the moment, we know the strengths here of both sides, but it's about kind of continuation. It really is. Can we see CJ the King just look to continue? Is it CJ the King, or am I using too many words? Are we just going to call him CJ
the King? You can say CJ.
Okay. Are we on first name basis, me and CJ?
Oh, that's
good pals.
Of course.
We go way back.
You know, CJ's been hanging around for a long time. Like I said, since like 2015. I remember seeing him like pug with Tarek on a Twitch stream. That's how I remember like weirdly seeing his name at first. And then I started to watch Tier 3 North American Counter-Strike. And saw Beaky farming him. Just shoot through the smoke. Tap right over the top. One more of these HEs. Scout just legged Umar elsewhere, but not bothered by B. Morrow maybe one more on long range, but it's a flawless win by FarmVille.
Great response to the loss of the pistol. A perfect response. It's exactly what you need. Obviously, it was a very nice pistol out of Neo, but FarmVille, they've invested and done very well. We can go on a bit of a streak now. We're expecting a 3-1 scoreline from that.
Yeah, like, oh my god. OB, yes sir.
Scout.
Come on, go again. Somebody else by those doors. This is his hero scout. This Tech 9 running up. No doubt Obi's Glock's going to get flattened, but Mason's found himself a rifle. Morrow's got armor. He ain't giving that thing up. Nade down to CT.
Look how
no
much
risk.
Money CJ's already got. 8K. That's crazy.
It's farming him
what
up.
Is
Calamity.
that view model from Calamity?
He's not supposed to be using this gun. This is the guy I was talking about. This is supposed to be my MP9 only friend. I don't know what's going on with this. Maybe he's changed his ways.
We got ourselves an NA Senka from
Unironically,
Nuclear.
yes.
Yeah. I love that. I can't lie. I remember it was the first game. It was Trav who told me about Senka, and honestly, I've never. He has to be my favorite player because I too am an SMG enjoyer over the rifle.
That's what I'm saying. So you walk into NA first game you get to cast. You have a player to stand.
Exactly.
You know, Calamity. He's a guy that's like attached himself to a lot of the back end of these pug rosters, but really, unfortunately, hasn't stuck anywhere so permanently. Spam through the smoke. Adam pivoted on that back. Who the hell knew Adam can shoot like this? Bro was registered as the coach for this damn event. Smart popping back up from the passenger seat to the AWP.
Aggression hit towards middle. Beaky, CJ. Neo through the smoke. What is this? CJ will respond. And I think that kill feed, that moment is going to be this entire series. It's going to be that kind of 1v1 between CJ and Neo and a question of who can take down the other.
Obi just ducking his head down, but reloading, everybody chased after him. This
no.
is ugly. It's so ugly! Beautiful for Obi. A ridiculous spray transfer. You're just getting a taste of this. Ridiculous in North America already through 5 rounds. It's been a wash of a dustoon so far.
What have I
Insane
been doing
stuff
over
out of
EU?
Obi. I missed you.
Look, what have I been doing on EU? If this is the NA experience, I'm here for it. Sign me up.
Oh, Obi, this is crazy. Glad to have you back, like I said. It's been a little while, and when this, you know, Laxi, Neo, even counting ZY in that big core were balling under this Akimbo tag with Cameron for what was such a long time, it was such a joy to watch. CJ, though, yeah,
do they
just
ever
gonna go
let, do
get
they
2 on
ever
the
let go
anchor.
a W? Do they? I feel like I've not seen.
No, they don't.
It's just permanent rushing, and part of me loves it, and then that kind of EU part of me about like playing super strategic and over complex CS is slowly creeping in to hate this, but at least it's an exciting game. I think that we know. Nice. Obi on the scout seems better than Obi on a rifle. No disrespect, but that's what it's looking like for me.
Get this plant. We're going to get some help back from Beaky towards Adam. Got those kits out here, going to swing onto Obi, and it's just going to be down here on the ramp. Mason got to hit both of these shots, but Beaky times it to perfection. Just slides into gear for a 4th right here.
Yeah, FarmVille, really nice. That really important that they do find that, obviously. Akimbo responded nicely, but I think we're going to see a lot of this. I feel like we're going to see a lot of this, where it's kind of just back-to-back round victories. Sorry, back and forth round victories, might I correct myself?
Yeah.
It doesn't seem like we're going to be seeing a lot of this team win 6 rounds in a row. It seems like there's going to be a lot of chopping and changing of kind of, I guess, round result.
We shall see. I mean, I don't know. The boy Beaky is on like this. We had new Umar was hitting those shots just a couple of seconds ago. If you get CJ and those two kind of going, I mean, you're really not missing Savage, which unfortunately he did seem to have a little bit lower rating. Not sure what the reason for that was. CJ pokes back up. Maybe it's because no frags were even left for him to find. Laxi does trade out CJ, but this Deagle is only detonating 1.
Shot from Umar there.
That collection, I mean, Mason.
Something that's been really nice. I feel like the individuals here. I feel like these games are going to be a little bit more reliant on individuals, and I feel
100%.
like it breeds for more exciting CS. We're going to see more clutches, more quad kills, more kind of manic moments. Already, we've seen plenty. It begs the question: look, why aren't we seeing kind of more out of these teams in a tactical sense? I think if honestly, from some of the shots I've seen already just in this game, that won't be one of them. But the level of ability has been through the roof here.
Yeah, unironically, the reason why this is going to be a really solid game, like, if we were going to have that, like, insane plane versus, like, X Outfit 49 series after this, honestly, it's that, you know, X Outfit 49 team, like, if they would have continued to keep playing with Brett to actually, like, have a pretty, like, set, I would say, like, really good protocols for, you know, a team at this, like, tier 3 level. I can barely spit it out. What's cool about this is that you get, like, a ton of great North American tier 2 players just scattered onto pug teams. Like, Obi's a career IGL, but the thing about those, like, original Akimbo teams was literally them just going and playing a pug style similar to this. Like, I was hoping we were going to get that Mirage, because that was sort of their specialty back in the day.
Super
but
puggy, yeah.
all these players have sort of been at their different heights. I mean, Maru is a very, like, touted Mexican player, was playing with some good mixes there. Mason in a similar vein. There's so much I can say about FarmVille too, but we're kicking off at long.
Yeah, I feel like we don't even have time to, like, talk about a round. We're instantly in the next. We're instantly in the gunfights. Just don't get me wrong. I'm all for it, but, like, give me a second to try and dissect what I've seen before you already get the opening kill.
I'm afraid that bomb would just be forgotten. Somebody could go back and get it any second now. Akimbo got to walk and just find these kills. I mean, Obi kind of slip in Neo, the lurk positioning after his death. They may not realize. There's two here. CJ, a really good pivot, even asking for a little bit more. Morrow and Mason going to go and try and strike up this B site. Going to go all the way around the world before this happens. But, I mean, they should beat FarmVille here.
I don't know. I don't think they'll beat them. I don't think they'll beat them going across. They've just cleared out A. Akimbo aren't going to be able to get onto the bomb site. We're going to have a double CT setup here. And Beaky's just going to drop a smoke. We'll get caught off slightly, though, so rethink things, but just is going to be re-swinging, and does connect as well. Okay. FarmVille. They've now got a little bit more stability here. Money in a tough spot for Akimbo, so there won't be an investment. At best, it'll be Tech 9s, maybe the odd hero AK or kind of hero Galil, but can't really afford it. This will be a 7-2 scoreline. Did we just curse Akimbo? I feel like we both
Unfortunately, we did.
Yeah, look. 7-2 down is not great at all.
FarmVille have been running sort of this thing since the middle of December.
Caught off there, Umar.
I'm excited about this core. Also, always just proud to click on the server and, well, you got Laxi in that 5. I think everybody is going to be clicking on that stream. One flash to help out CJ. That does clip him a little bit.
Beaky.
I mean, they get Beaky in late. He catches a shot, but because of that smoke, they're not getting out so bad from mid until they come back to Adam, who should get a clean 2, and may just tap to be a 3rd. A little ugly back there from the coach, but they swap it back to a 2 versus 3.
They're going to head back towards... Either going to head to long, or they're going to go towards top mid, but CJ's in a really good position here. If he can cross, they're never going to expect this so late in the round. Oh, he's going in. Okay, CJ, this is crazy. And he's pushing even further. Being held, Mason. Great awareness from Mason there. That's ridiculous.
Yeah, that's massive.
Yeah, still a 2-on-2, though. Still a very winnable round from FarmVille. Beaky now holding towards short. Obviously, there is that slight worry. They can head there. And now Calamity on that aforementioned MP9. Far too patient here, Akimbo. They don't have a smoke. Oh,
What?
He just swings. Don't know whether it's out of boredom or a timing, but he finds them both. That's crazy.
Oh my god.
And that's the problem with he was double scoped on the bomb site, waiting for maybe a peek from the orb, not recognizing, well, actually, he's just going to swing from CT.
I'll say the same for Beaky as I did for Obi and Laxi and a lot of these players that I'm kind of, you know, brushing dust off of not watching in a while. And honestly, brushing off of Beaky, right? Like, I mean, this is a guy that, like, unfortunately, you know, if you're familiar with, like, some other NA players and their sentiments, if you know about Classia, this is a guy that I think, like, narrative-wise shares some of the concerns that Classia did, that, you know, he's hard to work with, yada, yada, yada. I think some of that is maybe like kept Beaky off of teams permanently in the past. Obviously, that was sort of years ago and maybe past his, prime of the like opportunities, the time in your life that you have to really like dedicate to Counter-Strike. Who really knows why he hasn't been like consistently onto projects? Because like he's been onto all of these little pug teams. I mean, played for Straight to Killin. That's where I was talking about. He had like a connection with Adam. Even played like 2 best of 3s for Money Crew against Getting Info and Lag, which is pretty interesting. Subbed in for Marsborn pretty early on within that project after, he popped on to the Undefined team back when he was playing in CCT Season 2. Like, that's how long it's been for bro. Like, it
long
really kind of
time.
goes back that far.
Obviously, we're going to be heading into Season 4 very soon. So, yeah, that's a long while kind of just being on these, as you say, more puggy rosters. And I guess just just a random 5. Look, we're in a tech issue or a tech pause at the moment. There is some typing going on, which is usually a positive indicator, but we've not really gone anywhere yet. So, do we want to send it to a break? Can we send it to a break? I'm not too sure. But why don't we give it a minute and then we'll make that decision? I'm quite happy just listening to the lore of NACS. I feel like you're giving me all the necessary info.
For the, maybe lack of teams that we have in total number compared to like the even tier 2 and 3 of like South America, we do got some juicy drama, from team to team.
I feel like it's clearly...
I've been there to see it all. I've been to like, I think I played at like 4 Fragadelphias before I started casting. I've casted 8 of them in person. I think I've virtually met all these players in the server. I think other than like Morrow and CJ, maybe Beaky and Adam as well. Well, there's like 45% of the people in the server, but that's what I mean. Like, it's really cool to check back in, and even throughout this entire Swiss stage, group stage that we're running here in Series 4. It's an interesting mix. I was a little bit frustrated with maybe, some of the teams that like dropped out of the 3rd cup, but I really think it's like exciting to get in control, a lot of good reps, even though I think it was a bad time for them. I think it kind of ran into where they were playing in Challenger League. It's great to kind of get that look again at what like you can actually hope to get out of the Lag roster that is really struggling once more. You may get to watch them in your playoff game tomorrow. Like, it's good here. Unfortunately, I thought this typing was...
I don't know what it is. I honestly couldn't tell you what it is. I literally couldn't tell you what it is.
Oh, what the hell? Now we're back.
Okay.
Yeah.
Mouse issues. Where did you get that from?
Our little bot.
Oh, okay.
He flew in here and told me.
Okay.
Shout out the admin crew.
I didn't get told that. Let me have a look. Oh, I was looking at the wrong channel. Mouse issue. Okay.
Well, we had a quick check on that corner. Not sure how Calamity actually passed down to 7. Did he get legged by Neo in those couple of seconds? Might have missed that.
Must have done. It must have been jumping across. That's the only way that damage could have been dealt.
Well, blowout of a Dust 2 hits resume. Akimbo, so far the only rounds they've gotten is through the insane puggy nature of the clutches that have occurred on this A site. Keep things simple.
Yeah, we've got Adam just jiggling here. Doesn't want to kind of show off too much. Look, we got Akimbo. They're now pivoting, obviously, towards the B bomb site. We got the mid B utility.
He checks over the top and does have it onto Obi. They've used that boost a couple of times. Beaky will honestly just kind of flex his confidence. He was sprinting through that smoke.
Excellent that. Good position for that MP9, pushing into middle. Neo will get one, but gonna get traded by Umar. 3 survivors again. Money's looking really positive here for FarmVille. Difficult really for Akimbo to find much here. Oh, I don't like this. I really don't like this kind of investment. We've got 2 AK. Oh, they're going for it. They're really going for it. I thought this was going to be... I honestly thought this was going to be like double hero AK, double, and the rest of the team eco. And the idea of it is, okay, well, look, what we're going to do is we're going to have SMGs and Glils in the next. You're going to have full buys, but we've got at least a chance for the round win. But they're not doing that. They're full buying here. I can kind of understand it as they are 8-2 down, but still... It feels very unnecessary. It feels quite risky as well.
CJ in this corner will find Laxi momentarily. Okay. Yeah, I've been wrong before with betting against Laxi. Wow. Didn't learn my lesson. Mason shooting up Catwalk quite ahead of the pack. Beaky does find him, and after seeing Beaky's name pop up in the kill feed, they're going to turn this ship around. Because they got Neo sneaking out. Not as easy as it gets.
Okay, well, sadly, the DTs don't know how low their opposition are, because this could be a really, really nice opportunity to deal some damage if they stay close. This jump spying at the moment is Adam.
Now I guess we got to sit here. Honestly, I'm happy to report an Akimbo round victory, because we were starting to kind of have this thing appear to be like the previous group stage game. Just that blowout that occurred last time. All good. Notice a Neo-American flag there. Misinformation. There's one thing that's been like always a talk around this team, and I have like honestly never had an honest conversation with anybody on the team about it, was that like there was always, damn, that was a nice shot on the scout.
Crazy shot
always
on the scout.
Like a conversation as to like what language these players were communicating in. Like, I mean, Laxi had, and I think like probably at first they were going and communicating within Mongolian to the team. I think that's what the rumor was, but this was like 2 years ago, and they were like omit G3 popping up to like frag tap. I mean, if any NA fans are really reaching for that one, they'll know exactly what I'm talking about. I mean, that addition to the team.
We're trolling
a bit. Laxi walking out middle, he pops a man, but Umar right around this corner. He's really hot to start out, and that's a pretty shafty shot. Back out to that long corner is Calamity after CJ. At the back of that thing, I mean, he's going to pull out another kill.
Oh, look at we got a double long. They've just smoked CT themselves. Trying to cross Marrow. We'll find one. Blinded here is Mason. And now we've got Umar that... Woo! Both going for no scope. It's the orb that connects, but nice from Marrow. Okay, well, they save face a little bit here, Akimbo, by finding these final couple rounds. That's big. It's important for them, because now we can start. We can start the idea of a comeback, can't we?
Yeah, I guess
They couldn't do it from 2 rounds. They couldn't do it from 1 round. But from here, they definitely can. Win the pistol, your opposition force. You know, we could be seeing a 7-8 scoreline very quickly.
I don't know what it is, but the boy Beaky is playing on a different planet at the moment, and it may be hard for me to say something like out that loud.
That's why I was so confused what he did. He's playing so well, and to make a call like that seems very unnecessary. Especially when it is just so random. It's not like there was any reason for just kind of smoking the molly and then just pushing through it. It seemed very unnecessary. Well, we see this play out B. Oh, okay, nice from Obi there.
Wow. Everybody getting a slice. Sad of that. Neo gonna chip in next.
Go on, Laxi,
Second half
get the
pistol.
teammates. Oh, he's so far from it. Oh, okay. Still possible.
Where's Laxi? Dude, Beaky. Getting 2 out here before Mason can even respond. Better have seen the words left his mouth out back to Morrow. Dealing with these players
Beaky.
back and running in.
No,
They're trolling.
He knows
Beaky,
what they are. He knows where
He
they
can
both
go 1
are.
versus 5, just like this. I mean, back out to it. He just got 2 frags in the same way.
And he goes to the kill.
Beaky is beating them at their own game.
No,
But Morrow
Beaky.
puts a stop to that.
He sees him backing away. He takes the fight. Doesn't realize how low he is on ammo. Then obviously he's caught trying to back away. He doesn't fire while he's jumping there and just takes that information. He could have just shifted onto the B-bomb site and he would have had the round. He would have had the 1v5. Somehow, some way, the worst time for Beaky to mess up, we see it. He plays that round perfectly. That 1v5, he does it perfectly. Isolates the fights, does really well, very clinical on the shots. The one time he switches his brain off, it just goes so wrong. So fast as well.
FarmVille tech timeout right now. Wouldn't blame anybody if they, like, knocked over their glass of water while getting excited about Beaky there. It is what it is. I'll never forget catching Cold Zero on camera spilling a glass of water at the beginning of Season 3. What was your favorite Season 3 moment, Zola? If you had to pick one out of the bajillion games you casted, what was your favorite moment?
Favorites? Honestly, because of the bajillion games that I've casted, a lot of them are forgotten. I can't lie.
So true, Bessie.
My favorite moment. I'll have to get the game. I've got it clipped. I think it was a 1v4 into a 1v3 into a 1v5, and it was alternating. So like the team that won the 1v3 then lost the 1v4, but then they did one better and then won the 1v5. I'll have to find the clip somewhere. I'm pretty sure it would have been like EU 12 or something. It was like midway through the season, but it was absolutely ridiculous. Absolutely just insane. Like it's just one of those moments where I was like, what is the only people winning is CS. Counter-Strike are the winners right now. Speaking of winners, Calamity's found one with a Glock. They've got these rifles back. This is a bit unnecessary.
That's your like average like sacrificial CT death. You know, just sprint it up middle.
He goes 1 for 1 though. He goes 1 for 1. It's, you know, it's not that much of a sacrifice.
Gonna go slow and steady after this. Umar will just send out the bait towards long. That's what it's looking like. Try and just back him up. But we're gonna get a nice feel back to this.
FarmVille.
Don't know who that is on the corner. It's Morrow. Oh,
it's the first time they're kind of playing low.
Drills a man. 3 more where that came from. Beaky really low, but nobody can hit Beaky right now. Gonna cross this long corner. Up on the side, and it will be a similar stab. Guaranteed to be concerning because Alaxi has just been found by Umar. Mason at range. Mason at range. Be able to secure this, but
What
CJ long range on the deagle, and Obi is dead.
Oh my god. How have we just seen FarmVille win this round? They were disadvantaged at a moment as well, but CJ gets a double with a dig at the end. Akimbo, if there was any chance of a comeback, if there was any idea of bringing this back, you've just fumbled in the largest way possible. It's this kill here onto Mason. Ridiculous. Absolutely ridiculous. Both CJ and Beaky, this has been a crazy game. They both got 7 deaths. They've got 40 kills combined. Third top fragger has half their kills. They have 3 players that are negative. What are we watching, Mark? What's going on?
You get to come over to my side of the pond for 1 second in this. This ain't helping my case. I'll be honest, we're seeing some flashy plays, but methodical picture of Dust 2 is not what we're watching at the moment. Laxy's seen a couple of players atop of that Xbox smoke. Laxy, I need some more out of this deagle from you. Bro's been 5 and 13 so far. I know he's better than that, but this ain't too good of a day for Akimbo now, is it?
No, it's tough for Akimbo. It's really tough for Akimbo, especially because, look, this is obviously their reinvestment. Losing this, they're going to give up 11, or most likely 11. That's the expectation.
He doesn't even get to survive. CJ just had him on his radar the whole time. The man, CJ. Loving to see that. I mean, CJ had his big opportunities, I feel like, you know, back really towards the beginning of his career. I really feel like it was, you know, this E United opportunity that he got. I mean, Selfless, like a lot of these teams, and not until, like, I really feel like he's one of these dudes that really deserved an opportunity for so long, but was kind of just hanging around this tier 2 pack. I'm not sure of, like, if there was anything else keeping him, maybe from, like, taking some of those opportunities, but for a guy that's, like, you know, 28 and been kind of in the pocket of, you know, every significant roster at some point, you know, maybe at a lower level, it kind of seems to be the case for CJ.
Look, if he can keep performing like this, I think the game he's showing right now is excellent, and I'm gonna be very happy with how he's played as an individual. Look, is there going to be much on look from the invited teams for a player like CJ? Is there, you know, the way he's playing right now, the way Beaky's playing? Do you think this is do you think this FarmVille roster's one that can get picked apart?
I think definitely at a certain clue, like, I think CJ may be, like, apt for an opportunity like that. If Umar wants to stick around, who the hell knows? Laxi is going to go and shoot somebody in the back here. Come on, give him one. Nothing's happening. Yeah, I don't really think, like, I just don't know that, you know, because of what I've already spoken about with Beaky, it doesn't really seem like he's too committed to, like, fully pursuing that sort of opportunity. If somebody wanted to give him that, I think you kind of have, again, some, you know, pretty easy examples of why giving a player like that another opportunity just doesn't work out. And for him, he did have, like, a really long track record. Honestly, the only person being CJ, you know, just because, like, most recently, and you can, of course, tell from his picture, he did play for, you know, that Nouns lineup that, you know, had players like B. Wills, Jr. and George. So, I mean, those dudes hanging around up top, I don't see why not. You know, Infinite just got picked up and got a new opportunity. There were some teams he was signed to in the, you know, prior year that, like, real life opportunity or real life circumstance, like, kept him out of the game, which was super unfortunate. But he's been playing at, like, an all-time career level. It's really awesome. So you should look forward to that if you have the chance to watch Foca solo.
Yeah, look, I'm looking forward to tomorrow as well. Hopefully, look, as you would have seen right at the start, people watching, there's a forfeit win in that next game. So I'm hoping that we don't see anything like that. It always kind of is always tough. But yeah, hopefully we won't see any of that in the playoffs. We shouldn't. At least you'd hope we shouldn't. Maro, nice find there. It's down CJ, but Adam quick to pounce. Calamity finds as well. So 4-on-2 now. We've got Laxi at range. Umar finds, and it's just Laxi now. This is tough. This is really difficult. Laxi.
One tap. That's over the top for Adam. And a pretty good touch by this FarmVille team at the top of this dust, too. I don't think I'm getting, you know, as close to the quality that I assumed out of Akimbo, but maybe this is, you know, just the level that they're at right now. They're really like an infant in terms of, like, where they've just pulled this roster back to it, but I can't give them any slack. I mean, this core of, like, Obi, Laxi, and Neo played together for a lot of years. Maro and Mason are super talented players, so this may just be a bad look at their dust, too. I'll be honest. It is what it is. This FarmVille team.
Hold. Oh, okay, never mind. Great find
at least
from
a sharp
Umar.
opper.
Yeah, that's a quick kill.
The Umar would be a guy I would be so happy to see come back. Savage also had been playing a lot recently. That was my connection I was going to make between them, but
They've got the B-bombs. Look, to me, this
I feel like we're done.
Yeah, definitely feels like it.
Or do a nice Obi impression, I guess. That's probably where this scout came from. He's looking for anything else, literally. It's a fresh smoke over the top. Calamity is coming to flank, but
It's done. It's finished, surely.
it's rolled over.
Yeah, not really much that can happen here.
Oh, what's Laxi doing, though? He wants, like, another kill coming out through middle or something? This is great. Yes, sir. Farm those stats. And the 13-5 loss loses his head to CJ over the top. 21-8 for CJ, 23-7 for the boy Beaky. What a damn game. Well, unfortunately, with Akimbo's map pick being cut out in quite a creative fashion, FarmVille show up onto Ancient, onto pretty solid turf. Wouldn't you say so, Zola?
Yes, massively so. Look, we were having a little bit of a talk in the green room about what we can expect here for FarmVille. Well, okay, it's early fights again. Let's remember we can't talk at the start of these games. Umai's in a 1v3.
No way.
Surely we can't see another 1vx attempt on the pistol. Roll one low as well. Obi's low. Show some respect here. Player out long peaks. This could go very wrong. Okay, still some discipline. Be pushing up onto the bomb site now is Umar. Even lower, and he's just going to get swung upon. Okay, well, he's been allowed to back away. As I wanted to say, we were looking at the stats and we have a little bit of a chat. Their worst ever performance is a 13-10 loss. That was a couple days ago against Regain. They have had a very, very, very good showing on this map. In fact, they've got like a 50% win rate, yet their losses are so narrow. It just goes to show how competent this team are.
Umar, take us away. 1v4.
He got the bomb down. Oh, the smoke.
We 1 HP.
Ah, that's tough. That's really tough. Even if he gets that kill, it's going to be difficult.
Yeah.
Nice attempt, though. Look, gets the bomb down. That's a big one. Can now reinvest if they want.
I mean, I guess it's just the same second half pistol that we saw on Dust 2 coming back, except it's Umar reading the Beaky script. But Akimbo still hold on to it. Doesn't get as crazy. But if we're still following those laws, who the hell knows about this second round? FarmVille heavily favored by our betting partners over at Stake.
Yeah, of course. Obviously, that's for the series. They've got one map under their belt, so you understand why they're being so favored here. But
and a really
nice
good
find from
time
Laxi.
to, I mean, crunch back down. I thought Obi was about to be big business in between Laxi in this setup. Coming back into it, that A1S is going to be traded out. Neo, really good distance to it, but they're not done with middle. I mean, FarmVille still got to be able to find, well, access to the guns here too. The trades would be even better.
Look, we had 2 players above a 2.00 rating from FarmVille in that last game, and I think that really says it all. To have 2 players just doing that much work, no wonder they were able to find victory.
Yeah, I kind of can't believe how good CJ and Beaky did. I mean, more so Beaky. I think it's weird to say. You know, I knew CJ
Beaky
was
played
going to
better. I think Beaky played. I think he played better and had more impact than CJ. Don't get me wrong, that Deagle round from CJ was crazy. But
right. Just, I don't know. Bro was expected Beaky because he hadn't played in so long, but bro has never lost it. You know, I've even had like Beaky pop up into a couple of my pugs, and I tell you, when he's on your team, it's a lot better of a time.
Yeah, I was gonna say, surely because no, but there's got to be enough players. Well, I don't know. What rank are you? maybe I'm showing you some disrespect.
I think that was like back on like the ESCA platform. Probably I was probably like A-. You know, probably didn't deserve that rank.
Put it in Faceit terms, and I'll be able to know what you mean.
That was probably like, I'm just gonna toot my own horn. Everyone wants to compare a level 10 to A+. I think that was much different at the time. Probably like 2K Elo. You're starting at that. Like,
okay.
A- range, like maybe just level 10.
Okay. I have to say, when you said toot your own horn, I was expecting higher. I like I'm 2.5K Elo, and I think I'm awful.
See, that's where we can get arguing about the disparity. I think I'm like holding a nice crisp like what, like 2000 Elo, probably 2001 Elo, whatever like it's been reset to, and it just has held me at 10. Okay. And I can't remember which caster I had this entire conversation with. So you're at 25. I think Freddy may have the most caster Elo out of all of us at CCT.
Maybe. I remember playing
Cole
with him. He was 3K Elo. I was having
Okay,
I
yeah,
was
that's a
having this
lot.
chat. I was having this well, I say this chat. I was having this thought a while back. And this is when obviously Charlie and I were playing a lot of CS. I think I was like 2.7k and I think he was like 2.4 or something. And we were
Sheesh.
thinking like out of like caster averages, we might be up there because obviously you've got like X pros, but like it was when I checked, I think Machine was like level 4. I think he's like level 8 now, but like he
Oh
was level
God, there
4.
you
So
go.
like so it was like obviously although Chad's gonna be high elo, like it averaged down. And then Freddie and B Dog when they were casting together at the time, obviously Brandon was like level 7 or something. So I think we still and like I was working it out just out of pure like I don't know, maybe a bit of arrogance, like feeling like, oh yeah, we're the high whatever. But yeah. Yeah, I think Freddie's definitely higher. I played with him a while ago, but he was like 3k low or something.
Yes, our beloved UKCS coach. You know, of course, he's got to keep himself
Oh
sharp.
wow, he's 2.4 at the moment.
There you go. All
Yeah, look,
right.
so
He's coming back down to earth, Freddie.
yeah, look. Well, I think he probably hasn't played much, been casting and coaching a lot. So
True.
I'll let him off. Let him off.
I realized, like, whenever I was like heading out to Frag York, I hadn't like popped the game open since like the middle of
Oh,
like
every
February.
single time, like someone's like, "Oh, do you want to get a pug going?" I'm like, "Yeah, man, I'm so down." And I'm like, "Oh, actually, I need to update my game because I haven't played it in so long." So we try and stay as up to date as possible, but sometimes when you've got like 6 games or 6 days of casting, the last thing you want to do is head into a day of pugging.
Said well. Said very well. To this
What start
FarmVille
from Akimbo,
ancient.
by the way?
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. This is
Huge start.
pretty good. A lot of HGs came back down on that head at the beginning of this round. FarmVille may find access to B.
I do have to say, obviously we saw the force from FarmVille and went wrong. This is just kind of off the back of the pistol success here from Akimbo, but this is Akimbo's better half and FarmVille's worse, so I think this is going to be the half that Akimbo have to dominate on. I think they actually have to find 8 rounds here, maybe even 9 on this CT side for me to feel confident, but already, FarmVille, first of all by great trade out of Beaky, and it leaves Mara in a 1v3. This is a nice start here from FarmVille, and a good response and a necessary response after losing these opening 3 rounds.
That was kind of a troll position to hold in the smoke via Neo, but I digress.
The thing is,
no way! They're coming A. They're coming A. They're coming tomorrow. They just made that contact. Turn it around.
Well, either way, they do win it. Obviously, as well, this is them playing with their coach. This is FarmVille playing with their coach. We need to remind everyone, right? It's Adam's coaching, correct?
Yeah, he is supposed to be registered as the coach here. I want to actually get into check like what type of playing experience he has because he was playing like 10 maps I think for straight to killing with like that Beaky mix.
He's got 14 total maps played on HLTV.
Yeah, I'm gonna hunt down this guy's face and get back to you about that because I think I've seen him on Twitter before. I don't think that's a cut comparison, but a bro that's within the steam is what I'm maybe trying to say there. Morrow around that corner, Mason is swinging for a double.
I like that. Adam disconnects as well.
Damn, poor guy.
That's what you get for looking into his face here. It's disconnected, man. That's on you.
Or did not want me to find what was over there.
Yeah, what's on that face?
What's on his face?
Again, look, FarmVille do really nicely there to obviously find that round, but excellent response from Akimbo here.
Okay, there's just way too much trolling happening in these 1vx situations. He turned it into a 1v1.
Yeah, it gets really costly for Akimbo.
Oh my god.
And their loss bonus is really low, so let's say we do see FarmVille win this next one. I know their money's not great, but let's say they do win this next one. That's where they can like massively capitalize on it. Yeah, look, we've seen this far too often from Akimbo. They turn these rounds, they just go so sour so fast.
I'm not gonna lie, I'm having trouble finding this gentleman's Faceit account. However, I may have just found it.
Need some help?
He's not registered on the FarmVille Faceit page. What's up with that? There's many names on here. Hambugo is obviously a part of the first, like, core of this team. That was, like, CJ, Umar, Hambuga, and Beaky. And obviously Savage.
I'll try and find it.
Oh, Adam, where are you?
Well, it's why he disconnected. He's trying to stay elusive. Maybe he doesn't
What I'm
exist.
saying.
Did we make him up?
I've just been imagining him this entire time.
Yeah, it doesn't exist.
But it's been a little interesting mix. I think that's what you see pretty commonly popping up, like, especially part of, like, the Dust 2 Eagle Masters tournaments is, you know, that's where it's a, like, easier route for teams to, you know, grind into a spot like this. I believe it actually was this Akimbo team that qualified through the open qualifier. Against, you know, a couple of interesting projects, as a matter of fact. Like, I remember they took down that Fisher Detonate project. You're probably familiar with Fisher right now because they just qualified to PGL Astana, I believe it was. Like, really exciting stuff that they're getting going. That's their, like, second team.
Alright, give me a second, Mark. I reckon I can find him.
Got my detective on the case.
Yeah.
So I'm saying, we'll get that back. All the investigations. CJ to lead the route this time. I got doubt about this. Akimbo are very much loving the life right now. I mean, they're flying with these 5 rifles. They're up 4-1. Neo has just cashed out onto Beaky with the spams. That's going to be really nice. One spam over the top. It's Obi coming back to it. Obi's found his individual form.
What?
Just right over.
This is a 4v4 a second ago. What's just happened?
Sort of the standard of what we've seen in this series. One moment it's pretty normal, and then CS flips it on its head, I guess. 1v4 for CJ. And Akimbo woke up. Like, this is sort of the quality I was hoping to see them find. I mean, it was there for a moment at the beginning of that Dust 2, sure. So let's not get too excited. But this is better. At least they are shooting back.
Nice from CJ. We're going to see another 1v4 go quite close. Well, not at the moment.
Obviously, this match is a decider for playoffs, so we're absolutely rooting for this thing to come through the way that it does.
Yeah, we want to see this go the distance. 100%.
Honestly, if it doesn't go the distance to a FarmVille complete blowout, I think would be cool as well. Because honestly, playing how FarmVille were in that Dust 2, I mean, they could probably really give a lot of trouble, I think, to LAG or Zomblers. Probably beat LAG on a bad day. I think I really rate the Zomblers team, unfortunately, pretty low. This is a project that's been pretty stagnant for some time. A lot of people have had concern with Cajun's calling. In fact, that's the pretty consistent criticism coming from, you know, Stamina, Beaky, whatever it is. Beaky, excuse me. I think that just kind of slipped out. He never actually played for that roster.
Okay, well, I've done some investigating. I've gone down to the top 5,000 players in North America, and there isn't one called Adam. So definitely goes by someone else. I thought that maybe that would have worked. Maybe that would have helped me at all, but hasn't done much. Hasn't done much, I'll tell you that.
All good.
Well, it's a 3v3, but this is much better out of Akimbo, isn't it?
Absolutely. CJ leading them, I would say past this smoke, but Black Sea behind it. Beaky can just bounce right back to house. What, they're going to signal? But they're just going to stand and wait for this to fade.
Okay,
check out
Laxi,
Alaxi.
nice find.
Don't tell me you're going for that bomb
Oh
plant next.
my gosh.
Probably had to happen.
Wow. Okay.
Maybe in that sense, it's pretty spectacular from Black Sea back in the box. That's what we've been missing for these couple of months ever since Rave closed their doors.
Well, huge moment out of Laxi. He just has to stick the bomb, because look at the time, by the way, Mark. There was only 5 seconds left, so they had to stick the plant that. But that's tough. That's really, really tough. Felt like that could have been a kind of a winnable spot for FarmVille, but not able to deal with Laxi.
He's sprinting into this side. Mac 10 right around that corner. Laxi with the double spray. Smoke is going to open. He'll be spamming through. And
I get the bomb down. This is doable. This is definitely doable.
Obi just might be looking the wrong way. Calamity and Adam are going to be winning those fights.
He can get a reload with the Mac 10. He can get the reload off with the Mac 10. Sidearm in hand. A lot of damage onto. How has he been able to get the reload off with the Mac 10 in the open while someone's charging through a smoke?
What you
NACS,
just watched
that's all
right
I'm gonna
there was just a 3,000 elo pug in North America. Like, this entire sequence of these 2 smokes from CT and in Donut, everybody just swinging out in a non-stop frenzy of like 7 seconds. FarmVille at least cut out that second round there. Go back to that A site. Was not a draw well. Actually, pretty sad news I just got literally onto my desk right now. Hambuga from that Zomblers roster retiring, so even more reason for me to get sad. I do love Cajun, good guy. Unfortunately, I feel like we got a free Poseidon at some point. Let me catch another here on this angle. Umar, don't tell me he's gonna die to this. Nade over the top.
Nade.
He says, I got you, buddy, for a double kill. Mason 1v5. I'm not sure Beacon can be stopped, but hold up.
We're not gonna see it. We're not gonna see it. Come on. This is a 1v5.
Mr. Watkins.
Oh my god. HE grenade. Might go deep enough. Okay.
Oh, I've had about enough of this. He's got the bomb behind him. An AWP to stick him up. He's gonna turn this corner and hit the shot onto CJ. Mason Watkins with a 1v4. This is ridiculous. It's a 1v5. Ace all the way through.
Yeah. A 1v5.
What?
Yeah, look, he gets the double kill with the deagle.
We're throwing.
It's a one. We've seen a 1v5. How many 1vx's have we seen get close? It was bound to happen at some point.
Oh my god.
And from what we felt like that was going to be FarmVille's route back in to find success, looking for dominant. No, a 1v5. You are never going to be able to persuade me NACS is on top after watching that round. Never.
Mason, welcome back to the server, my friend. I'm hearing some typing even in reaction to that.
It's got to be some BM, right?
Gotta be. Gotta be. This is unreal, dude. Mason retired from the game. He was such an important part of that LAG project when he was right out there. I was super sad to see him go away. He's a guy that he's actually from my area locally. I've seen him at a lot of these local lands throughout the Midwest. Really good dude. Was sad to see him go away, but he's backballing in the server. I know this may not be too like permanent of a situation over here on Akimbo, just from what I hear on the streets. Right now they're playing lights out.
I'm kind of lost for words here, Mark. I don't really know what to say. Start off with a double with a deagle that should have been traded. He then gets a double at ramp that should have been traded. And then the 1v1 opportunity that he should have just won. But... And even with all of that, he's opening death here.
Getting spammed out. Access to this site all the way through, and they haven't even got back to OB after this bomb plant. All right. I mean, Shatter's Beaky off of the timing. Why not show it again?
Wow.
This is a series that's meant to go 3, unless Calamity on his Mac 10 can soar. A really good spray.
Look,
back.
I said right from the start.
Spot.
I said right from the start. This is the better half, obviously, from Akimbo. This is the worse half from FarmVille. But the level that's being played right now, it doesn't really matter about siding. Look, I said for Akimbo, they're probably going to have to find 8 to feel comfortable. They're already there. But I kind of said it as a bit of a half-truth, thinking that the only way they'd find 8 is in a really grueling fashion. But they've somehow got themselves there. And I'm just so surprised. So surprised.
Yeah, I don't know, man. It's hard to go from one map like 25 and 8, and then I don't know. It's just the individual level hasn't left the server. It's just Akimbo's seen theirs come back on. CJ has just been a machine and been fed tonight. Frags up to 10-10 himself. The rest of FarmVille feel at the ramp.
Nice from Neo there. Important kill in middle to kind of silence. Mason here to be tested. Under a lot of pressure now is Mason. Got to keep himself alive. Got to keep composed in this moment. Flashbang's coming over, but just going to get swung on. Beaky doubles. Umar finds. And that's FarmVille's third. This hasn't been perfect, though. FarmVille, this is far from what we expected. After that kind of first map performance, very much a kind of a different look to what we saw in map number 1.
Neo hit the hops perfectly. Roby disappointed, flashed out, and Adam, he's ready and standing for it. Stabbed by the FAMAS. Expecting it, just made it a little bit easier, I think. 9-3 could capture that. Mason, I mean, sends himself out through a smoke. Even after the start to this on a man advantage, a lot of space given back up towards A, though. And CJ is going to smoke out Donut. FarmVille practically have it.
Three on 4 hit. Eagle spam from Obi.
Around that right side, Obi onto Umar. 2 versus 4. It's a very takeable here onto the B site when you have all of back square. No control of cave, though, so that nade is going to be money on to Calamity. Beaky, I thought was about to be cleared by Laxi. He's going to have to get them all in a row! And a lightning strike comes out of that AK of Beaky. FarmVille get a 4th just like that.
How many multi-kills have we seen just in this game? It's just absolutely ridiculous.
Maybe questionable spacing there I can probably call to concern, but I don't know what it is, dude. Unironically, I've just seen some stupid rounds in like the 1.5 maps we watched so far. That one probably, I don't know if you had any easier times back on Dust 2 with Beaky, but they were all just standing there. That's what I'm saying. Like, I feel like you kind of lined up for that one, unfortunately, Akimbo. Akimbo been pretty consistent in these pistols. FarmVille
Yeah,
can
this is
still chuck it up to a 2-0 if they get it right here.
Yeah, this is important. FarmVille do need to win this if they want that chance of kind of taking this series into. I think without it, Akimbo, they just get too much agency. They get too much success. They can't be given 10.
DJ back towards house himself. I mean, saw Neo pass, getting contacted from Obi, so honestly, really uncallable for what information FarmVille are getting it back to. Now Obi is passed. Just add it up, CJ. You know they're going to be coming A. Neo's this far.
Oh, missed shots out of
CJ
Neo.
should be ready for it. He does get the frag.
Well, I don't think he was fully ready for it, but it was just missed shots that really poor. Neo's got to do better there. Nice flash into CT. They're not still. Oh, CJ definitely is still going to be blinded. Missed shots out of Adam, and that's where you can see the coach maybe not as clinical as needed.
Morrow making a lot of magic out of that Glock. That was a 4K for the Mexican player showing up here in NA.
And look, I think that's got to be enough, right, Akimbo? You're a 9-4 scoreline now. This has to be enough to find this map. And look, for FarmVille, as I said, they've played this 12 times in the last 3 months. They've been very successful on this map. Their worst ever game was a 13-10 loss. Obviously, I believe, was it this? Yeah, it was this event against Regain, 13-10. So the fact that they're probably going to face a heftier loss here, always a tough one.
Nade back over the top. Just gonna rip this thing right open. Obi with a couple of kills. Just gonna get ready to queue up this Anubis. The best thing I think I can say right now.
I don't think I've watched Anubis.
Umar would have to really take advantage of this. Obi is 1 HP. I'm getting too excited because every single reason for believing in these 1v5s has occurred, or whatever is happening. I think we're good for the next 3 rounds. I think we should be good until Anubis, Ola.
Yeah, well, this is kind of it for FarmVille now. If they want any chance of a comeback, if we want to have any conversation about one, it's got to happen now. We have to see FarmVille win this one and go on quite the streak of success.
Money Crew really running things right now. Laxi back to that. Unfortunately, feeling these pistols out of FarmVille. Neo has that smoke opening right at the perfect moment. The bomb's headed back B. Akimbo have this flank online. Same with the B hit that just one more player on time. Just through cave is the only access they have here. Calamity down. He had 1 HP anyway. Adam gone in one fell swoop. Morrow so on after that 4K out of the pistol inside a CT.
Well, I think EQ will probably give this one a bit of a go if he gets this kill in red room, but the issue is his position's been made known for far too long. Now look at Mason. Mason's already in kind of a round-winning position here. And it is just going to be the save out of B-Key. Are we expecting a force in number 16? Most likely.
You ever actually play FarmVille, Zola? I never actually have owned. Actually, I've had one Facebook account.
I don't think I've ever played FarmVille.
Well, you can't. Because FarmVille 1 is actually not a thing anymore. Neither is FarmVille 2. There's FarmVille 3, which I think is the...
Why do you know so much about
because
FarmVille?
I Googled it before this.
Okay.
In case a moment like this happened and I needed something to speak about.
The
FarmVille lore. There had to be a reason.
The
why
FarmVille lore.
The goofball Hambu guy, I believe, was the one that chose this. But that might be like a CS2, CS3 thing. FarmVille 2 and 3, you know what I'm saying? They just upgraded it.
Have you got the inside scoop? Do we know that there's a CS3 coming?
I might have just leaked it.
Did you just leak it? I feel
On
like
a CCT NA group broadcast. Buckets just
confirmed, by the way.
dropped.
Confirmed.
Mm-hmm. CS2 was just so bad, they had to
They had to upgrade it to
put
CS3
something new
real
out.
quick. Yeah. 100%. Okay, well, this is again a must-win round for FarmVille, but to an even higher degree. Kind of as must-win as it gets.
Yeah, I would definitely agree to that.
Iki's in a really good position.
I see Mason's barrel, but a little bit awkward.
You can back
Bomb
away,
dropped.
that's the key thing. They've taken a lot of space towards A, in fact. And Laxi in middle, there's one. Neo's there as well. What a great bait. Contact taken towards A. Pulls the rotation from the cave players. They can now get the deep molly into Donuts so they can get the bomb down. This is excellent out of Akimbo. This isn't just the individuals pulling them through. They clearly have a great understanding and kind of, I guess, identity of how they want to play this T-side. That's excellent. Brilliant stuff.
Yeah, it feels like they're back to the old winning ways. I think anecdotally I can serve up that there were a lot of good moments back in the day for this squad, this core back on Ancient. Neo, a lot of great clutches that I can also put my finger on. This has got to be one that's fantastic. Defending from 12, but peeking Beaky while he's reloading is not going to lead you to any sort of victory. A fifth pops up here for FarmVille. Neo, I think we're trolling a little bit there, bud.
Yeah, he jump spotted, so he would have seen that he wasn't there. I completely lost. Absolutely ridiculous. I can't quite believe that Neo's got the info and he still sticks around. That's massively troll there.
And you know what? Like, I feel like we're at a perfect time in our casting lives at this very moment to use verbiage like that. You know, for how like puggy this game really is, let's call it what they are referring to it as.
Yeah.
You're trolling me. Going for a boost like that, it is what it is.
I don't understand. Again, the perfect thing is I just have the answer. It's NAC, that's fair enough. It's just I get to use that every single time.
Can't argue with that. Laxi and Ice Flash, I think this should be probably enough for Akimbo to get this 12th. Everybody up, everybody that was alive is up here on B, I was going to say, until factually Obi made that a false statement as it left
Akimbo,
my mouth.
That's 12.
One shutout into another. I know you asked me if it was a coin flip series. It seems like it's not the whole series. It's every map. We're taking this one step at a time. And Akimbo, whichever you prefer, it landed on heads, I guess.
Well, FarmVille, 7 in a row needed just for OT. Never gonna happen. CJ goes 1 for 1, not enough. And okay, forgetting about Obi's angle. MP9 pushing a smoke for the third time this round.
How is Adam alive in this? Morrow decided to finish the job there. Wasn't as thorough as we wanted to see. No, he's right outside of that smoke based on something getting put on the floor. Audibly. Umar confirms that elbow is at least clear. He's ready for the entire wrap back through T-spawn.
See, I don't mind it, because obviously it's great positioning to catch them, but the issue is, Adam's going to get traded, and then it's a 1v1. I guess the one thing that they don't have here, Akimbo, is intel. They don't really know where he's going to be coming from.
Umar up the ramp. Got Neo halfway there. Neo just shut this one map out for Akimbo. like old times here in CCT. Haven't said that sentence since season 2.
Ooh,
We'll look away from the ramp, and I'll have to
okay.
wait for something like that to come around once again. We're still kicking it on this ancient. Umar responsible for this clutch.
Yeah, important clutch there. Look, it keeps them going. It keeps things competitive. I think, obviously, look, I think we're both under the impression that this game is going to go the way of Akimbo, but I think we know the importance of keeping these games close, keeping yourself in the conversation. Let's say they get to double digits, you know, at least then they can look back and go, you know what? Okay, yeah, we didn't maybe play as well as we should have done, and there's things we could have done differently, but I think we do have to say if they can make this as close as physically possible, really make their opposition sweat, then there's that to take away from it.
And I mean, FarmVille could really hit that patch right now. That's the thing. Akimbo that are just going to keep forcing right now. So this is the face that you got to get used to.
Well, they're going to, though, because they've got so many rounds. They've got 6 rounds to do it in, so they are just going to keep buying, just out of sheer, well, we'll probably win eventually, you know, that kind of mentality.
And I can't really blame them for thinking like that, because eventually I think they will, but while things are having a real amount of issues, I feel like they're certainly mounting through middle, through these defaults that honestly aren't just Akimbo hitting one side after another. It feels like the pugginess before was prestige.
I don't know why Akimbo don't just keep kind of going for A executes, because I think the beauty of Ancient is I feel like A feels very much like B on Mirage. So it's that kind of game plan of, oh well, they've rushed A 5 times in a row now. They're not going to do it a 6th. And I feel like sometimes just that level of like kind of blind stupidity of like your game plan being so simple yet so it could be effective. I don't know why actually Akimbo aren't just opting to do the same thing over and over again, because eventually it'll get to a point where FarmVille kind of outplay themselves by thinking, oh well, they've gone 5 B rushes in a row, they're not going to do a 6th. However silly that might seem, sometimes quite like that mentality where you just opt to kind of do something that's a little bit out of the norm. Because I think if Akimbo keep trying to change things up and keep going for these unnecessary investments, FarmVille, we do need to respect them on Ancient. We know they've got a very strong CT side as well.
Mar trying to hit that right off the corner. Rather, being hit right off the corner. Just took one tag off of that Deagle. I mean, there's a set of Kevlar here on Obi and Maro, so I'm not really sure what I'm supposed to make of that. Probably buying up a little bit too much for keeping this 2K per player. Gonna try their hand in the B site where nobody is directly gonna cause them issue until this post plant. So you get that little bit of a bonus buy. Who the hell knows? These Deagles could make something happen. Calamity. There it finally is. 2 out of that godly FP9. More for the merrier. Give him a third. It will be Calamity to get a triple kill.
Yeah, like FarmVille, that's now 8. They've got themselves into not maybe a close enough spot to feel like a comeback is going to happen, but they can see that 12th now, you know? It's just coming over the horizon, and they've got the idea that it is possible. And I think sometimes that's where things can be even like tougher. I think as a team, as a unit, let's say how many rounds were they done? Were they what, 12-6? I think they were 12-6.
I believe it was 12-5.
Okay, well 12-5, right? That's where you feel like, okay, this is so far gone. But sometimes it's even crueler if you're then given the opportunity back in and then still lose.
Got to be able to finish. However, I think it could be a little bit better of a silver lining. You get a couple more rounds right as you're, completely cut out of that Ancient. Keeping those odds up. But I'm feeling FarmVille just get back to their wandering level inside of that Dust 2 that was just completely on another planet. I mean, right now it's Akimbo that just lose 1 or 2 players where the round barely is able to get started. There's Laxi finally able to act like a latch within this round. I mean, 2 players he's got eyes on, and now a third peeking out into house. He's going to quickly duck, but still try and chase this down. Beaky understands that Laxi is going to be probably very adamant about holding on to this house position. So as Beaky comes back through, what is he going to find? The back turn of Laxi, trying to hand out back towards middle. Head up, but back down.
2v4. Beaky's done so much work here. Marrow through finds Adam. Beaky could get dealt with, but goes the other way. That's now 9. Gonna be a half buy here for Akimbo. This is now getting a little bit scary. Akimbo, from, as you mentioned, what was that, 12 to 5? We're now gonna be looking at FarmVille doubling it up. It's now gonna be 12 to 10.
One of these has just got to break the dam. Taking on the ecos. So many deeks we saw back on Dust 2. There was your one rifle gone. Neo just trying to climb up into the site. It really feels like in these last 5 rounds, they haven't thrown one full execute. One play that the entire team is on the same page of. Becomes more and more puggy. And I'm a broken record for acknowledging that, but I don't think I can set the circumstances perfectly.
Like, not only do I feel like it's gotten more puggy, but like, where have the fakes been? You know, why aren't we seeing? It feels like utility just isn't a thing on these full buys out of Akimbo. And like, I get it. I understand that in a lot of these games, especially when going for these continual reinvestments, you might not have as much util as you'd hope for. But honestly, what we're seeing is really disappointing out of Akimbo. All I think they need to do, send smokes towards A, molly on the back of the bomb site, and have 3 players outside B. I think you just win the game, because this is where FarmVille, every single bit of information, every slight bit of intel you give them, they're going to over-rotate massively. They're going to be making decisions just instantly, because they don't have the time to question, is this going to be a fake? They don't have the opportunity to go, well, actually, let's go pressure in middle. They're going to fully just gamble. They're going to full rotate away, and then you have a free bomb site. But we're just not seeing these fakes, and I honestly couldn't tell you why.
Yeah, it kind of just looks like they're defaulting again. Neo's just going to walk up the ramp. I mean, this is insane to watch. It doesn't feel like Akimbo are trying into the round. They're walking up to it, going through the motions, but barely pulling themselves out of bed. They're so asleep. Beaky now on a big flank. I mean, these are the type of liberties that FarmVille can go to at this point. Feels like overtime is inevitable. I really do think that. I mean, you can reach back up, try and take cave, but...
How are we in OT? Look, I know their CT side's good, but we should never be in overtime here. Not in a million years.
Akimbo are a great ancient team. I mean, we talked about this before we got going.
Mark,
we could see a 3-map just because of probably a great performance and then Akimbo just winning it. This is ridiculous, Sola.
However much I want to say Akimbo are a great team, oh, sorry, FarmVille are a great ancient team, it's 7 opportunities on a map that you have looked good at. I honestly, I'm not gonna give them the satisfaction of saying, oh, well, FarmVille are a great ancient team. No. You have 7 opportunities to win it on the T side. You should be able to win it. I'm not giving them a get out of jail free card on that. They have to win it.
Is it all 24 for nothing either? Do Akimbo just close out the game right now? Just gave him that green run right for it. Smoke back out in the house. Cheese Ages King sitting inside a donut. Obi seeing that. Eyes on CJ. Both him and Beaky are back here in the A site. Beaky walks right up. He's got this AWP, and Obi will take him out. Yeah, the one round we need to be winning. Let's take Beaky off of the rifle.
Well, Akimbo. They have got that opener now. Calamity's low as well. Umar, though, nice find there. Really big kill out of Umar.
Mason.
Oh,
Right next to Neo.
3 on 3. They know about Adam's position. He feels very isolated here. Umar's holding the ramp. Umar will connect onto Cave. 2 on 3. Make it a 2 on 2. Bombs dropped. 25 seconds now. AK recovered. Umar still here towards his left-hand side. He spotted Mason and will know it's the bomb as well. So we've got this rotation. CJ holding towards Cave. Flash over the shot from Umar. Mason does fine. 13 seconds now. Wide swing out of CJ, and he gets taken down. Akimbo, we will see that 13-11. We're heading to Anubis. They do it in regulation, but CJ, we see it so often from him where he just swings, where it feels like it's the wrong decision, and sometimes it works out for him, but not on